Welcome back to my channel. It's the Queen Licia. So China is at it again. We all know about the outbreak of the coronavirus that started in China sometime in December, and this thing has become a pandemic all over the world right now as we speak. So when this virus started, there were a lot of people wanting to escape, so people left from China and went back to their various countries. In doing so, some were infected and they didn't know, so they took the virus along with them, thus spreading the entire virus all around the world. Okay, so we went on the lockdown. Currently I'm in another city. The lockdown in my city started on the 25th of January, so it's almost like 79 days gone by right now. China has already been fighting this thing, and we as foreigners who were here in China or who have been here in China, we were in solidarity with everything that's been going on. From December to March, there was no African, no black person that ever came down with this sickness. I remember a case about a Cameroonian that they said, had symptoms, but they did his test and he was okay. They allowed him to go home. They were all over saying that blacks are even like immune to this particular virus. So for us in China, all we felt that we couldn't come down with this virus because from December to March, there was no case of any black person, no case of any let me just say foreigner and blacks as a whole. So we all feel like, I even used to tell people that maybe this virus is not for black person. Anyways, now China has been combating this thing, fighting it, and the spread of this thing went down rapidly. It went down. Okay, so with the level of how things were progressing, positively, they want to prove to the world that everything is okay. So China told the world that things are getting back to normal, so people can now come in again for business. They open their borders, they open their airports for people to come in and do business. So people started to come in. Now, with the flow of people in and out, there has been a lot of cases again in April. This is the same April that it said, by God's grace, we would resume, activities. Now, from the travelers in and out, 111 passengers that entered China were tested positive with the COVID-19. Out of said number, 33 of them were foreigners and the rest were Chinese. Yes, the fun. Chinese are now saying that it's a foreigner disease. Like, okay, 111 people entered, 33 were foreigners. The rest, you do the math. The rest of them were Chinese. So like, who brought it in again? They are not only saying foreigner disease, they are saying African disease. First up, it started in your country. I have friends in America who will call me when we are talking, lecturing. They be like, that your virus from your place? I be like, stop. It's not our virus. It's not a Chinese virus. But see what's happening now. If I could defend them, and now they have brought it to my race, it's personal. It's personal for me. I am not a virus. Africans are not the virus. We need to get this straight. It's a sickness. It's a virus that can kill anybody. So I think we need to be looking at a bigger picture where we can see how best to find a solution. If you allow these people outside in the street, what is the control of the spread that you're trying to control? What happened there? They are now compelling every foreigner in Guangzhou, because Guangzhou is like a big city that people come to do business. So most business people go to that particular city. So they are now compelling every foreigner in Guangzhou to do COVID-19 test, which is a good thing, no bad thing. But we just hope there ain't no motive. But of course, there is a motive. Now, anyone who enters China, you have to be quarantined for 14 days, and after they will let you, out. So there are some Africans who were amongst the number, and they were quarantined at a hotel. Guess what? After the 14 days, they were let out. They now want to look for a hotel to stay in until they can get through with their businesses and everything to go back home. There's no hotel accepting them. Why is that? There's no apartment like homes, residence, accepting them. Why is that? So matter of fact, listen to these guys. After they were let out, what happened? Listen to them.
You're chasing us away. They don't even allow us to stay one place. We are just walking on the road. You see, they cannot give us house. They cannot give us hotel. They cannot provide a place we can stay. They are just following us. You see, they are just following us. They don't want us to stay one place. After we have spent...
They are chasing us again. They are chasing us again. They are chasing us again. They are chasing us again.
No house, nowhere.
Anywhere we go, they will chase us.
So you see, that's not all. Now they are going from door to door, banging on each foreigner's door for every foreigner to be able to take the COVID-19 test. They tell you we are doing this test, and after the test, if we give you a call, that means you are positive. If we don't call you, that means you are negative. Okay, they do the test to leave, but then they come back again after 1, 2, 3 days, knocking again. So what are you knocking for? What's happening? Like, these people are actually under stress. But listen to this conversation from a friend.
They went there after 3-4 days. After 3-4 days, they came back midnight, knocking at my door like after 1 a.m. in the morning. You know? Yeah, and then I opened the door. Will you imagine? And then I opened the door. So I contacted my landlady, the lady. So I told her, I said, but why people will come to my house to come knock my door? That small knock was serious knock. And they were putting me on the phone again. I already answered the phone. So my landlady said
1 a.m. What kind of test do you go to do to somebody's house 1 a.m.? Banging the door like you want to burst it open. What kind of test do you go to do at 1 a.m.? And that's just one. I have other people who tell me every day that, they come, they do the test. After 2 days, they come banging on the door and they go at odd hours. Why don't you go during the day? They go 1 a.m., 10, 11 p.m., those kind of times. What is that? It's very stressful. The tension is too much. Funny thing is, they are picking and choosing in this entire thing. They are really discriminating because there are few Chinese who are married to Africans. When they go to that house, they will only test the African and leave the Chinese. How does that sound? Like, how does that sound to you? This is my wife or this is my husband. So how can you come now and only test me alone and leave the other person? We live together. So even if there's something wrong with me, it will be happening to the person also. Listen. They know what they are doing. They are very particular. Because at first I was like, they are discriminating against the black race. No, but it's an African thing that they are on. They went to this apartment that has this girl who is a black teacher. She's from America. And they knocked on her door and told her, explained to her what they were there for. So she let them in. Guess what? They didn't do any test on her. They only took her temperature. They only took her temperature. That was that. Period. And here's another one. They are telling every landlord or landlady, house owners, to put out every African. Take a look at this other video of this girl. Her landlady just called her and told her to pack up and leave in 1 hour time. She should be out of the house. They came to switch all the lights off and everything. Take a look at this video.
So our landlord gave us an hour quick notice. Can you imagine? Only in China that the landlord would just come, switch off your lights, and give you an hour quick notice to leave. When you have legal signed documents with him, you have contracts of a 6-month rate. You've paid upfront with the taxation and everything. And then the landlord will just come to your door and knock and tell you he's coming up in 10 minutes, that he's giving you an hour to pack out. With the whole situation out there. Why even you don't are we animals? Like,
where is humanity? Why the discrimination? Why? And then some also, they will come for you at your apartment. You are living in an apartment already. Why can't they do your test on you in your apartment and quarantine you in your apartment? But they come, they take you from your apartment, so they're carrying you to a hotel. And when you go to the hotel, after the 14 days, there's nowhere for you to go. You are on the street. They are not taking you back in. See this video.
China, when I had dinner, papa. If you see a new family, me nine. And no Bob said 2:30 and you jam me free quarantine. You jam me on the sounds of a chimney. As I said, foreigners, you know what you have to tell. We jam me on the sounds of a chimney. And the best a trade. And we say, oh, and for once, my quarantine, Bazaar quarantine. I check him. Every day, the can say,
African leaders, y'all need to come together. There are many embassies here in China, in Beijing, in Guangzhou, everywhere. Y'all need to stand up for your people. Y'all need to stand up for your people, because these people are the reasons you are out here saying you have a job, you are working outside. You are ambassadors out here. These are the reasons you are here. Stop being a chicken head. If you cannot stand up for something, what will you stand up for? These are crucial moments. Like you see the Nigerian consulate. He stood up for his people. He's fighting for them. He's fighting for them.
Oh, give me all the Nigerian passport.
Individual day here. Hey, so
how many? I have 3 here.
yes, 3.
One.
Come down.
How many?
7.
So I have 2 here. I don't care. I need the foreign affairs. I don't recover all the passport back and then they are putting them in this here. What are you here for yourself? You don't want to, you want to kill them? Do you want to kill them? It's not you. Then let them stay here. I can decide. Let them stay here and bring another one for me.
This belongs to someone else.
Give us water.
Yeah, you can go.
Think so.
Yeah. 14 days, the first 14 days is acceptable by us. Another 14 days, you didn't communicate to us that you are going to do another 14 days after 14 days. They have tested negative and then they have given them the paper. Why are they giving them another 14 days? That is 1. 2, all the police, the documents, this passport belongs to the federal government of Nigeria. In line with international practice, no any country have the right to seize the international passport of another country. Wait! They are not in my eyes. I just withdraw it from them. They seize it. I said they seize it. And then you know, the deputy general, all the passports of Nigeria they seized. Ask him. He was released yesterday. Why are they seizing Nigerian passport? It does not belong to the China. If you seize Nigerian passport, It's like you are seeing Nigeria as a whole. It's not acceptable. That's another thing. The third one I'm going to tell you, you didn't communicate to us that you are going to go to all the Nigerian houses and then you are going to ask them to come out and go and quarantine them. Did you communicate to us? No. Nobody communicated to us. If you want to do your policy of 14 days, shut down everybody. Don't discriminate. Everybody you sit at home, everybody, including you as a director, everybody should sit at home. That is exactly what the Nigeria did.
Really?
Yes.
So your government doesn't work?
No, no work. Nigeria shut everything down. Nobody moved. We didn't say only the Nigeria should be going to the work while the Chinese quarantine. No. Everybody must be sit at home. I can show you the proof. All the people that didn't sit at home, Nigeria put them and they take them to the court and they fine them. So in that case, if you want your policy to work, I'm suggesting to you this night, shut down the Guangdong. Let everybody, including the Chinese, sit at home for 14 days. If you do that, the issue of discrimination will not be there. But if you are picking only the Africans, that's the highest humiliation.
But where are the other countries? Where? This guy went to buy his food, left his apartment, went to buy his food. He's a Sierra Leonean. I know him personally. Went to buy his food and he was told that he has to go through the checkup. He has already done the test at his apartment. And he went to get food. He has his result already. He went to get food. Bam. They hold him. They say he cannot leave to go back home.
And
as soon as they see, because waiting they happen now, we apartment we do, we are sending it to the embassy. As soon as they see so down the people there, now we apartment all day. We don't do the 3 days quarantine. The 3 days quarantine don't come out the results. We all wait and test. When I say Unions them, we all negative. You understand? We all negative and I can show now the results because now the results this. We all negative. Then today, then just come with a new law. Then say we all for left for apartments. Now then they check we outside. For let we go in a hotel. And the risk now, we don't know if the hotel contaminated with the virus because we food themselves for buy for can cook. Then say we not for take food then go because we foods them already. Then so for left for foods then they provide food for we. And some people then they were allergic to Chinese food then where they're not able to eat. So we the advocate for the embassy. Let them ask them.
Miss Kamara.
Seriously? Embassies out here, consulates out here, our leaders, y'all need to stand up. Y'all need to wake up. Y'all need to wake up. This is totally out of control. I guess nobody is treating Chinese like that in Africa. They are all around the world. They are all over in Africa, breaking all of the goddamn rules. Nobody treated them like that. It's heartbreaking seeing these people out there in the streets. You cannot enter a restaurant to eat, even McDonald's. Imagine. McDonald's. See? You cannot enter a hotel. You cannot enter a restaurant. You are not afforded any means to rent an apartment or anything. What becomes of people? What happens next? If they don't die from the virus, they will die from cold or they die from starvation.
Government muntase banayo sebaisha kole nakwedumira abana bange bano mwanga bo bato sebalina kyebategeera banayo government.
We stood up for you people. When this thing was so serious, there were Africans in the streets helping them. There's a meme out there. before coronavirus, after coronavirus, something is up. But we need to stand up. We need to stand up. And you, as an African here, please abide by these people's rules and regulations. If they want you to sit down one place, please sit down. If they come to your place and tell you, and they do your test and tell you, stay here, please stay there. Because the more we are in their faces, it irritates them. If you don't have anything to do outside, stay indoor. Please do that. Thank you for watching and have yourselves a good time. Please check on your family member that's out here. Do that. Bye-bye.